Oh, okay. Good morning. We have echoes here. Let us wait. Yeah, I mute myself. Okay. Can we start now? Okay. Good morning. In accordance with the Sections 45 and 53 of the Planning Act 1990 as amended, this meeting of the Committee of Adjustment of the City of Toronto is called to order. The Committee of Adjustment considered applications for variances from the provisions of the zoning and that applies to the property, permission to extend or order lawful non-conforming uses, and also consent to serve property to create new lots. My name is Yim Chen. I will be chairing today's hearing, and I also like to introduce our panel members today. To my far right is Mr. Peter Reed, and also Mr. Dylan Reed. And I'd also like to acknowledge that the land we are meeting on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anasazi, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse nations, Inuit, Métis peoples. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. Committee of Adjustment public hearings are now conducted in a hybrid in-person and virtual format. Some participants will make their presentation or submission in person, and others will participate virtually by electronic means through WebEx. The meetings are also streamed on the Toronto City Planning YouTube channel, and anyone wishing to view the hearing may watch on YouTube. Those who want to participate virtually and have registered in advance will be connecting with their computer, tablet, smartphone, or telephone, and have the options of participating through video or audio only. All virtual participants will automatically be muted on entry. When your item is called, you will be unmuted by the moderator, one person at a time. We ask that you also mute your device until you are called to speak. Those participating by video appearance will be temporarily upgraded to panelists when your item is being held. During this time, your camera will be enabled. You will only be visible during your 5 minutes speaking time. At all other times, your video will be disabled and you will be reinstated as an attendee. For both in-person and virtual participants, Committee of Adjustment staff will share presentations submitted in accordance with the written submission deadlines. Those participating through WebEx are also not allowed to use share screen or any other panelist control during a video appearance. The host will remove you from the panelist's role if you fail to respect this instruction. How to receive a copy of the committee's decision? People attending in person today who want to receive a copy of the decision of the committee on an application must fill out a decision request card. And those participating virtually need to submit a written request for decision by email. Please ensure that you include your name, address, and email address because the Committee of Adjustment and the Toronto local appeal body, TLAB, will be sending notifications and appeal updates by email. If you do not agree with the decision of committee, you may be able to appeal the decision to the Toronto local appeal body, or in some limited circumstances to the Ontario Tribunal. However, the provincial government amended the Planning Act and January removed rights of third parties to appeal Committee of Adjustment decisions. Only the applicant, the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, specified persons and public bodies, as those terms are defined in the Planning Act, permitted to appeal decision of Committee of Adjustment. Appeal instructions are set out at the bottom of the decision of the committee. The procedure of the hearings that I will call each item in the order listed in the agenda. When applicant is uncontested, the agent or applicant might proceed with the presentation if desired. When the committee does not require presentation, applicants are to advise the chair should they wish to speak to the committee. The committee may ask questions or take the matter into committee for decision. And each speaker, including the applicant or agent, will be given a maximum of 5 minutes to address the committee. And I will comment when you are reaching your 5 minutes. Any presentation or other material you wish to submit to committee must have been emailed in advance of the hearing. Staff and committee members cannot accept material at the hearing. When addressing the committee, please clearly state your name and address. Please remember to confine your remarks to the matters outlined in the application. The applicant or agent will proceed first and make a presentation to the committee on the application. Please note the committee might not entertain revisions to proposals at the hearing today. The committee might decide to defer the application if substantially revised to ensure the revision is accurate and all those entitled to notice of the application are informed of the changes. Then individuals either in support or opposed to the application will be invited to speak. Generally, we will invite the speakers in this hearing room and then those participating through WebEx. Committee member may ask questions of each speaker after they have finished the presentation. When all the speakers are finished, the applicant agent have the opportunity to rebut only those issues that were raised by the speakers. This will mark the end of the discussion. The application will be then taken into committee for decision. And that's the end of the hearing procedure, and now we will see whether there's some other business we have to,
Through you, Madam Chair and panel members, we have no minutes to adopt this morning.
Yes.
And through you, Madam Chair, you can ask if there's any declarations of interest.
Yes, if there are any declaration of conflict of interest from our members or from the staff, no.
See none.
No, not this session, yes.
Okay, and through you, Madam Chair, there are no files to be closed or withdrawn this morning.
No.
No. And through you, Madam Chair, with respect to deferral requests,
Yes.
we do have a list of deferrals for the applications that are on the screen. We'll go through the morning items as followed. So the following applications, we'll need a motion to defer the following applications from the morning agenda due to lack of notification resulting from the Canada Postal Strike. These are automatic deferrals due to lack of notice as required by the Planning Act. For anyone listening or wanting to participate with respect to these particular applications, they will be rescheduled to January 8th, 2025, and their information will also be posted on the city's application information website with signage posted on the properties. So the applications requiring a motion for automatic deferral due to lack of notification are item number 2, municipal address of 1275 Danforth Avenue, file number A0787/24TEY. Item number 3, municipal address of 42 SPROAT Avenue, file number A0801/24TEY. Item number 6, municipal address of 31 Mackenzie Avenue, file number A0818/24TEY. Item number 7, municipal address of 12 Walmsley Boulevard, file number A0819/24TEY. Item number 8, municipal address of 2 HEYWORTH Crescent, file number A0822/24TEY. Item number 13, municipal address of 56 SPROAT Avenue, file number A0875/24TEY. Item number 14, with a municipal address of 63 Beaconsfield Avenue, file number A0879/24TEY. And item 15, municipal address of 681 Dovercourt Road, file number A0885/24TEY. We will need an automatic deferral motion.
Yes.
Chair, I'm happy to move deferral of all of those items because of the postal strike and lack of circulation.
Yes. Do you have anything to add to some of the items? Okay. Yeah, second.
I'd like to also suggest that the deferrals take this opportunity to finish any consultations with neighbors and address any staff concerns
Yes.
during the deferral. And I second the motion.
Okay. All in favor of the motion? Pass. All in favor, yes.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair and panel members. We do have another deferral request. We received a very late deferral request for item number 9. And we can have you, Madam Chair,
Yes.
read that into the record.
Yes.
And we do have the agent on the line.
Yes. Just before that, what about item number 1? I thought that it came on a separate list of deferral. I think that's.
Sorry, through you, Madam.
Item number 1, Montrose.
We'll get to that after this one deferral.
Oh, okay.
It was a different thing.
Different, okay.
Yes.
All right, so let's go to the item number 9 then.
And item 19 is for the afternoon.
Okay, number 9, okay. Just give me a second to get to. Item number 9 is 108 Maria Street. This is to alter the existing weird one-story auxiliary building, which is a garage, by constructing a complete second story for a garden suite with a raised portion of the skylight at the west side of the second floor. There will be a total of 3 residential units on this lot, 2 in the existing main house, and also 1 in the auxiliary building, which is the garden suite. They are seeking 4 variances. Yeah. And on this one, we also we receive the material we have received is a copy of the survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, and 2 photographs of the property, and 4 photographs of the coach house, and decision that affecting the subject property, and 3 preservation plans. We received comments from community planning and also a staff report from Metrolink. And we received a letter of interest, of concern from 98 Maria Street.
Through you, Madam Chair, we do have the agent on the line and no registered speakers for this item.
Okay, let's have the agent and tell us why he wants to have a deferral, please. Yeah.
Mr. Rocco Scipiano, you have been unmuted.
Through you, Madam Chair, staff are attempting to reach the agent.
Yeah. Mr. Rocco, you have been unmuted. So please go ahead.
Mr. Scipiano, are you there? You are unmuted.
Oh, okay, I can see him.
Mr. Rocco, you have been unmuted for a second and third time. Thanks.
Mr. Shapano, staff are going to try to call you because you seem to be having issues connecting with us. So staff are going to try to call you directly. Please stand by.
Oh, he's speaking.
Mr. Shapano, staff are calling you again.
Hi, Mr. Rocco. You have been unmuted. So we go back to Rocco again. So he's gone. No.
Through you, Madam Chair, perhaps we should stand down this item. The agent, we've tried multiple attempts, and it
Yes.
seems like the agent's having technical issues on their end where they cannot connect with us.
Okay.
So we can stand down this item and we can move to item number 1 of today's agenda.
Okay, number one, what, it's not a deferral or anything, right, number one? Okay, for some reason, I have it in my note. Okay, number one is 75 Montrose Avenue. This is to alter the existing two-story semi-detached dwelling by constructing a front two-story addition, a rear second-story addition, and a third-story addition with a front balcony, and the existing front bay window will be demolished. They're seeking for 2 variances. And on this item, we receive a copy of a survey, site plan, floor plan elevations, 2 photographs of the front yard, and also 2 photographs of the backyard, and that's all we received. Yeah.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent in person as well as a speaker in opposition in person.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, you can tell us your first and last name, whoever want to
Sure.
speak,
Yes, I
and
speak.
the address for our record. Yeah, please.
Good morning, members of committee, and my name is Farzad Qazai Mutlaq. My address is 51 Apple Orchard, Pat. I'm the agent of owner, and we are old friends actually.
That's
I'm
great.
just here to help.
Because you have opposition, so yeah, we require a brief presentation from you for 5
Yes.
minutes.
Actually, we didn't, I apologize, we didn't know that we can submit a presentation in advance. I try to just talk about it here.
Yeah, you can present. give us a
Actually,
presentation.
this design aligns with the character of the street, Montrose Avenue community. The applicant and their family have worked diligently to minimize their requests. As you see, we reduced the number of our minor variances to only 2. This is not the original design. We worked on it hard to make it as minimum as possible. So our first variance is about building depth. As shown in the site plan, the existing building depth is 17.3.
Already.
We are not going to extend our building depth. We keep it as it is. The only reason that we see it here is that we are doing a small alteration in front of the building. So the bay window that we have, we are actually making it, we are cutting it and making it a little bit more modern. So that's why you see this variance here. The next variance that we have is regarding FSI. And as you know, or I should explain it actually, my client, they are a family of 4 and they work from home, so they need a minimum of 4 bedrooms. The existing house has only 3 bedrooms. This is one reason. The next thing is that I should mention is that existing FSI is 0.81. And we are going to just add 0.29 to this existing FSI. And to why we stopped on 1.11, actually our neighbor, number 82 Montrose Avenue, their actually the case number is A0622/24TEY. Committee made a decision on September 4, 2024, only 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago, for 82 Montrose Avenue, which is a semi-detached townhouse. And they approved exactly FSI of 1.11 for our neighbor. That's why we thought, you know, it's going to be a minor variance and it is okay to go with it.
Yes, I understand. Okay. And anything, no, we will listen to the opposition and then you'll come back, we'll call you
Sure.
back to respond. Okay.
Very good, sure.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Good morning, yeah.
Good morning, Madam Chair and the board. My name is Adam Lifshitz. My residence is 82 Markham Street. I am here as agent for the owner and resident of 73 Montrose, which is the adjoining property to 75 Montrose.
Okay.
In recognizing that my time here is fairly limited, we submitted pretty extensive materials, and I'm wondering if the panel has any questions that they would like me to address rather than just simply restating what's already in my written materials. Otherwise, I'm happy to go over them very briefly. But the essence of my submissions is simply that the applicants have failed to meet any branch of the any of the 4 branches, excuse me, of the test set out in Section 45 of the Planning Act, and as it's been interpreted by the jurisprudence, particularly Vincent v. De Gasperis, which is a 2005 divisional court decision. Ultimately, with respect to how minor the variance is, I appreciate the owner's or the applicant's submission that the board or the panel has already awarded that type of variance before. I'm not going to suggest that that was done incorrectly. simply that by definition, as set out in the case law, that type of variance cannot be considered minor. With respect to whether or not the variance fits in with the, whether it's desirable, excuse me, for the neighborhood and whether or not it fits in with the existing characteristics, I appreciate the applicant's submissions that it does fit and is relatively minor, but ultimately there's no evidence to that effect. We haven't received any reports or comments from a planner. There are no pictures before the panel today with respect to what the rest of the neighborhood looks like. And ultimately, the desirability of the adjustment should be assessed through the lens of the community itself, not through the lens of what the applicant says is best for their property. With respect to the latter two portions of the test, being whether or not it's in accordance with the city's official plan and whether or not it's in accordance with the bylaw, this is what the city defines in the official plan as a neighborhood. This is a mostly residential neighborhood. If you turn to tab J of the responding record, what I would call the responding record, you'll see an affidavit from the resident of 73 Montrose setting out that the property is not currently occupied by the applicants. It has never been occupied by the applicants. It has been used as an Airbnb up until this date, and it's currently for lease, and I would submit that that is not in accordance with the official plan of the city. This is meant to be a stable neighborhood for people to live in, not for comings and goings and people partying at all hours of the morning. The courts have read into the Section 45 test to add two branches to the test, being need and hardship, and whether or not the applicants have demonstrated either of those two criteria. My friend's evidence today, or sorry, the applicant's evidence today is that they need this because this is a four-person family, but ultimately, as set out prior in tab J, they have not resided in this property. They've never resided in this property. So how is it that suddenly they require an extra bedroom? With respect to hardship, there's also no evidence about what hardship these individuals would suffer, and that's simply referring back to what I stated previously. Ultimately, it is my respectful submissions that the applicants have failed to meet any branch of the test as set out prior. It's not minor, it's a pretty significant addition. It doesn't fit in with the characteristics of the neighborhood, or at least there's no evidence to that effect. And it's certainly assuming that my client's affidavit evidence is uncontroverted and unopposed, there's no evidence that this fits with the general plan of the city. And so my request for today is that this application be rejected, or in the alternative, it be adjourned so that we can get an opinion of an actual planner and put some evidence before the board so that they can make a decision based on more than the drawings and the survey that have been submitted to date. And subject to any questions any members might have, those are all my submissions.
Yes, we do have questions here. Go ahead.
Are there any specific negative impacts that your client is seeing on their property?
I'm sorry, could you?
Are there any specific negative impacts that your client feels will affect their property?
Yes, particularly lighting. There are concerns about how the changes will impact the lighting that comes onto the property. As I understand the drawings, there's going to be, the building will, it'll be bumped out, for lack of a better term, which will impact the lighting over the front of the front yard and the backyard, as well as the lighting that comes into the building, assuming that the height is changed at all.
I don't, can you clarify that the lighting after the addition
Correct.
what does it do is too much or too little, or?
It would
Yeah.
negate some of the lighting that comes in. There would be a reduction in lighting is our concern, but ultimately,
Lighting
I don't
of
have,
natural lighting or
Yes.
artificial lighting?
natural lighting.
In the front too?
The front and the back is my understanding, but again, I don't have an engineer's report to that effect or a lighting expert. That's simply looking at the drawings. As I understand it, the front porch will have some more shade over it that it didn't have prior, as well as the backyard.
But is, your client's property is to the south of the application, so presumably there would be no shadow impact because this property's to the north. Wouldn't that be right?
Like I said, I'm not an engineer.
Right, well, you don't need to be an engineer visualize where the sun's coming from, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Well, no, we just try to evaluate the impact, because from what the application come from, it's that they asking for 2 variances. And the first one, they already state that it's existing length or the depth, so that, for that probably will not increase the impact, because it's existing length. That's why we asked the question,
Certainly, the objection is more in relation to the FSI than it is about the window being changed. I don't think the depth of the property is going to change all that.
Okay,
much.
thank you. No, we just explained the intention of the question is to evaluate the impact, what the addition will impact your client. That's
Right,
all.
and I can't give evidence on behalf of my client. Normally, I would expect some sort of expert's report, whether from a lighting expert or something to that effect, to speak to that. I can't give firsthand evidence. I'm just here to advocate on behalf of my client.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much. Now, I think this is the only speaker, right? So let's bring back the agent and first of all, just respond to the concern of this speaker, and also maybe we have further questions to you. Okay, thank you.
First of all, thank you for the opportunity. As part of our preparation, Madam Chair, we approached our neighbors. We talked to them. Even if you see, we have one more objection from 103 Montrose. 2 days ago, we went there, we talked to
You
the
resolved the issue.
neighbor, and we explained that we are not going to extend our parking to the laneway. So now they are happy and they understand the situation.
Yeah.
We have other support letters in our submissions too. So some of our neighbors were not occupied by the owner. They had tenants, but tenants even didn't have any problem with this construction. What I understood from submission of my neighbor 73 Montrose, I can see that they have concern like with adding third floor, we're gonna impact their lighting, which is, I'm not worried because as you mentioned, they are south of our building. So actually their shadow comes to our home, not our shadow goes to their home. And we are not going to exceed the height. The bylaw, we can go up to 11 meter, but we are going to stay much lower than that. We are not going to change that. So, and we are not going to actually extend beyond the current footprint. So there should not be any problem with shadow or lighting or something like that. The next concern that our neighbor has is about Airbnb and why it is rent, and do you guys want to come and sit here? Yes, for sure, for sure. You know, we cannot just keep the house empty without vacant, without people. It was rented to a gentleman, and that gentleman used the house as an Airbnb. But to prove that we are going to use the house, it was easier.
It's okay, that's outside this
concern.
committee, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you still
Very
like,
good.
okay, you addressed, some member want to.
Sure, sure.
Very briefly then, yeah.
Sure. Actually, please, if you have any question, I'm ready to answer. Yeah, okay. Okay, another concern that we saw in their letter was structural safety and these kind of things. Actually, we are going to improve the structure. We are going to enforce the structure. For sure, when we are going to get our building permit, we have to submit a structural design, a new structural design based on our today's building code. So it's gonna be much better. Also, we are going to improve insulation, electrical, and plumbing and everything. So we are going to make the dwelling a better and a safer place to live, not making it worse. The next thing that I should mention is about is this design match with the community? Yes, it is, because if we look at, and we have pictures, if we look at Montrose Avenue, we have many 2.5 and 3 stories houses. And also, the most recent constructions that started or will start on 69 Montrose, 72 Montrose, and 82 Montrose, they are all 3 stories. And we should not have problem with this actual design and architecture.
Thank you. We do, that's why we have questions. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not within the purview of this committee, but given that the neighbor was concerned about the use of the houses in Airbnb, maybe you can continue just explaining how you can show that it's actually going to be occupied by a family.
You know, it was if we wanted to use it as a rental or Airbnb, it was much better for us to apply for two legal dwellings, and you know, make our income source more. But we are going to have only one dwelling, and it shows that owner wants to use it themselves, not renting it. Any business plan, if you look at ROI, return of investment, if they had this plan to rent it, for sure they would have increased the number of dwellings, not a thing with one dwelling.
Okay, thank you. Any, no. Thank you very much for your
Thank you.
presentation. Yes, now we are in committee, yeah. Start, please, yeah.
Thanks, Chair. I think this is a very good application. I think it's reasonable, and I think it's clear that there's been efforts made to minimize the impacts
Yes.
of this. I think the rear balconies are Juliet balconies, so there's no overlook there. And the additional FSI has really been pushed towards the center of the house, the middle of the house. And so in terms of shadowing impacts to the neighbors to the north, I see none. I think this is a really good project. And so the FSI is that, the additional FSI is in the middle, and then the depth is existing, so.
Yes, yes. I seem to agree with you because just without even knowing the site, actually I know the site very well, but without even touching that part, even you look at the what they're applying, the existing is already quite, the FSI is over 0.89 already. They're only asking for a few percentage increase.
Yeah.
And also the length is existing. So I don't, that's why I was so interested in actually this increase will what kind of impact, or negative impact, and then we evaluate both, actually they're minor.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'll just say I agree. It's really minor and I think pretty well thought out. And also, like, looking at the floor plans, it does look like a family house. It's not. We've seen places that are intended for Airbnbs and rentals, and they all have like individual bathrooms in each room, and they're split up well. This one really seems designed for a family. So I think that the neighbor can believe the assertions that this will be occupied by a family.
Okay, so do we have a motion, please, yeah?
Sure, Chair. I'm happy, for the reasons I stated and my fellow members stated, I'm happy to move approval of the application without condition.
Okay, all in, yes, Mr. Dillon, we second. All in favor? Approve unanimously, thank you, yeah. Good. Thank you for coming. Okay, the next item is number.
Through you, Madam Chair, it appears that we do have the agent back for item 9, so we can circle back to item 9. We do have the agent on the line who is requesting deferral,
Okay, yes,
and no registered speakers for this item.
yes. I already read the material, so let's have the agent speak to us, yeah, thank you.
Hi, Rocco. You have been unmuted. Hi, Rocco. We see that you're dialing in by phone and that you have been unmuted from our end, so perhaps you can double check your phone for a mute button that you have to click to unmute yourself from your end.
I wonder if, that was me, sorry. I wonder if, given that we have the letter explicitly from him, if we can move a motion on that?
Yeah,
effect?
Well, through you, Madam Chair, I think we'll wait if we can get Rocco here. If not, we'll have to stand this item down to the end of the morning agenda and see, like last attempt, if he can get on the line, just because he appears to want to speak. So, and he's sent us an email as well that he's trying to get online. And we did have him. And Rocco, you need to unmute yourself.
So you can send him an email if we can make a decision based on his letters or not?
I think we'll stand down this item to the end of this morning's agenda, and we'll just proceed with the rest of our items.
Okay.
Rocco, we will try your third last attempt to get you on the line at the end of this morning's agenda. Thank you.
Okay, so let's move on to item number 5, right? It's 2004, sorry, I was so fast. I had. Okay, item number 4, 176 Manning Avenue. This is to alter the existing 2-story detached dwelling by constructing a complete first-story addition with a front balcony and a front basement walkout. They are seeking 4 variances, and we have received a copy of survey site plan, 4 plans, elevations, 2 photographs of the property of the front yard, and 2 photographs of the rear yard. That's all we received. Welcome. We have the agent here. And do we have any other people who want to speak other than the agent? Yeah.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent here in person and no registered speakers for this item.
Okay. So thank you. Give us first your last name and your address just for our record, please.
Hi, good morning. My name is Brendan Radiff, and my address is 43 Rhodes Avenue.
Yes.
I'm here on behalf of the agent.
Oh.
So our client would like to take the existing 2-story, single-family detached dwelling.
It's okay.
yeah.
Just wait a second. So only because you do not have any opposition, it's not contested, this one. So
Okay.
I want to check whether the panel require a presentation. And if you wish to make a brief presentation, you're welcome, but we do not. Wait.
Okay.
Okay, so do we have any questions?
The only question I would have is very briefly, like the FSI is really high.
Yes, it is.
Sorry, the FSI is really high. Can you just explain very briefly
Yeah.
why that's the case and,
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks astronomical, I understand that, and that's only because our lot size that we're dealing with is very small. We're dealing with a 15-foot by 60-foot lot. So we're not trying to extend the building footprint anymore. We just want to go up one.
Great.
Already, I think we're 20% over as is the existing house.
got it, okay,
Right,
thank
so
you.
that's the only issue.
There is a tight lot. Yeah, tight.
Pardon?
Very tight. the
Very,
lot,
very,
yeah.
very short lot, yeah. We don't have the 130-foot lots like everybody else is on this street.
Okay, thank you. Any more questions? Okay, no, we have no more questions. We are now in committee. We are going to, just wait. Yeah. So any discussion or a motion, please? Dylan, you want to take on this one? Number 4?
I'm happy. I know this block well, and yeah, they are very short lots, like 60, 65 feet. And I think what's being proposed is fully reasonable. I like the fact that it's staying to the existing footprint, even on the jog in towards the rear. Instead of cantilevering over, I think that's going to minimize shadowing impacts in the back. And understood that the FSI looks very high, but I think it's in line with other redevelopments and the character that comes with that on this street. So I believe that the variances being requested are minor, particularly in terms of their impact. So I'd move approval without condition.
Yeah, Dylan, you second. All in favor with no conditions. Unanimously approved. Thank you.
Perfect,
Yeah.
thank you very much, appreciate it.
Okay.
Through
Now-
you, Madam Chair, before we get to item number 5, staff are trying to connect with the agent. It appears so far we do not have the agent online for item 5. We do have a speaker here in opposition in person, so we will need to contact the agent. So if we
Okay.
could just pause for 1 second. Staff, can you let me know if the agent's online for item 5?
We will be making phone calls by phone and by email, so please stand by. Through the chair, we are not able to reach Maine at this point of time.
So we have to hold this down.
Yes, through the chair, we'll be holding down item 5, given we cannot get a hold of the agent. So we will hold down item 5 and move to the next item on the agenda.
Yes, the next item is item number 6, is 31 Mackenzie Avenue.
Through you, Madam Chair, this was one of the deferred items.
Oh, sorry. All right. Okay, then we're back to number 9. Then we get number 9.
No, through you. Yeah, this is back to, this is back to Rocco, item 9 for 108 Maria Street. We were going to hold this one down to the end of the morning agenda. I'll ask staff one last time if they see Rocco on the line right now. Yeah.
Okay, this one, hold on.
Yeah, please be on standby. We're looking into this. One moment. Thank you.
To follow up with what Peter was asking, if we can get like a written permission from him to defer without talking to him, can we just go ahead with
We're
it?
looking into it, yeah. We'll hold them down to the end. If not, we'll just.
Hello, it seems there's a phone number by 519. You have been unmuted, so can you please speak up for this phone number, this user? I think that's Rocco, but he's not speaking.
Okay. Through you, Madam Chair, we'll move on to item number 10.
And yes, item number 10 is 32 THOME Crescent. This is to alter the existing 2.5-story semi-detached dwelling by constructing an extended covered front porch with stairs, a front ground floor deck with stairs, and a front second floor deck and a weird ground floor side deck with pergola above, and a front garbage enclosure, and also installing a secondary unit within the basement of the existing dwelling. They are seeking for 3 variances. And we also receive a copy of survey, site plan, floor plan, elevations, 2 photographs of the property, and a cover letter from the agent. And we receive a list of comparable approval, and we receive comment from Urban Forestry, and we receive support from 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 addresses around Memorial Avenue and also Burlington Crescent and also Alberta Avenue. We received one letter of support from 30 THOME Crescent, and we received one letter of concern from 34 THOME Crescent. Yeah. Okay, we are ready. Yes, tell us your first and last name and also just for the, and your address for the record, please.
Sure, it's Duncan Patterson, 293 Wallace Avenue.
Okay, yes. Do we
Through
have
you, Madam
any-
Chair, there are no registered speakers for this item.
Okay, yeah, we have received all this material. We actually, we have reviewed them. Do you need?
Can we have a like,
You
I'm
need a
I'm a
sort-
little unclear about like what's happening at the front. So can we have
Okay.
maybe a very brief presentation just explaining what's happening with the front yard?
Sure, absolutely.
Yes.
So there's two variances in the front yard and one variance in the backyard. The variance in the backyard is that the deck is 7 inches from the property line and the code requires 3 feet.
Yes.
So in the front yard, there's a soft landscaping variance and there's a front yard setback variance. The front yard setback variance is for the front stair, which is required to be 2 feet back. The current stair goes over the front property line. We are replacing the front stair because it's an old concrete stair that's in danger of falling down and also not safe for my client. And so we're doglegging it, so it's on our property, as you can see in the site plan there. But it is very close to the property line, so thus the variance. The soft landscaping variance appears to have come from the fact that, unlike many of the neighbors, our client doesn't want to have the garbage cans kept down on the city right-of-way. They want to actually have it on their property. And so they're bringing them up and they're putting them in a shed with a green roof. The zoning examiner did not consider that to be soft landscaping. Also, there's a planter that I also, from my analysis, they also appear to have thought that planter is not soft landscaping.
But
So-
you do have a lot of landscaping that's beyond the property, but between the street and your property.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's the
exactly. That's
boulevard.
not part of the variance.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you, that's helpful.
Yes,
I know it's not a variance, but in the letter from the neighbor, they talked about potentially shrinking the length of the front porch. Is that something that you're proposing or no?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're in conversation with the neighbors.
Okay.
And we are looking to pull back. We're not exactly sure what form it will take ultimately. But pull back and try to take care of their concerns.
Okay, and the only variance that might affect would be the front yard landscaping, which you would then have more of.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
thanks.
You can have less than, yeah. Okay, so no more questions? So we are in committee now? Yeah. I think it's quite reasonable application, and then he explained very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy to move a motion. It was quite a complicated kind of setup, so I was glad for the little explanation, but I think given the explanation, and as you pointed out, given that there's considerable soft landscaping on the city part of the property, I think this is very reasonable. I'm glad to hear that you're in consultation with a neighbor, and hopefully that will satisfy their concerns. So I move that we approve this, I believe it's forestry condition number 1. Is that correct?
Yes, that's
Yeah, that's
forestry
correct.
condition number 1, yeah.
So
Oh,
I
Through
believe-
you, Mr. Chair, or through you, Madam Chair, I had urban forestry 1 and 2.
I only have one.
Oh, sorry, my apologies, I was looking at the last item. You're correct.
All
We-
these deferrals are starting to get confusing.
Yeah,
So
we have
I
the
move
list, yeah.
approval of these variances
Yeah.
with forestry condition number 1.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor with forestry condition 1. Okay,
Thank you.
approved unanimously, thank you for coming. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it got a bit confusing with all the deleted or deferred items, right? So the next item is 11. Right, item number 11 is 46 Morse Street. And for this application is to convert the existing 2-story semi-detached dwelling from the approved units to 1 unit by constructing a side ground floor addition, a west side ground floor deck, and a west second floor addition, and a new third floor addition, along with the basement ground and second floor, and with interior alteration. The existing rear garage will be demolished and a laneway suite will be constructed. And they're asking only one variance. And on this item, we receive survey, site plan, floor plan, elevation, and 2 photographs of trees, and email from the agent, and supporting material from TRCA application and the TRCA permit number. And we receive staff report from Urban Forestry and TRCA, and also actually 2 letters from TRCA. And we receive a staff report from another TRCA received in November 28th. There's 1 letter of concern from 35 Morse Street. Yeah.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online, and we have no registered speakers for this item.
Okay.
This is Stephen LeBlanc, and I'm the agent for the owner.
Yes. Yes. Can you tell us your first and last name and your address for our record, please?
My name is Stephen LeBlanc,
Okay.
46 Morse.
Okay. You have a bit of echo. Can you turn off some of your devices? Okay.
Can you switch? I'm talking on the phone for Peter Weninger. Is that better?
Yes, yes, much better. Yes, thank you. Since do we have another speaker on this item? Okay, since we do not have any other speakers on this item, I'm going to check with the panel members whether they want to have a presentation from you or whether they have just questions for you. Okay.
I don't need a presentation, thanks.
Yeah, we do have 1 question for you. Just go ahead, please. Yeah.
A neighbor expressed concern that the construction for this had already begun. Is that correct?
Yes, we have a permit for the work that we've undertaken.
Okay.
There are permits issued. I don't know why the neighbor said there are no permits. There are permits.
So the construction that's happening already is permitted, but you're asking for this for additional work. Is that correct?
It's a change. The change is only interior. We want to change from 2 units to 1 unit, but the entire volume of the building is allowable if it were 2 units. When a multiplex doesn't have a restriction on floor space, but a single-family residence does have a restriction on floor space.
And that's what's triggered the
We're
variances.
proposing.
Okay, that's fine.
That's right.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand, yeah. Okay, thanks.
Okay.
I want to explain why we're switching from a multiplex to a single. We were intending to use the basement as part of the multiplex, but we had to lower the basement floor in order to meet the building code requirement. And when we started to lower the floor, we struck groundwater. So we're no longer able to legitimately use the basement as floor space for a multiplex. And that's why we changed our strategy to make the main house a single-family house and to have a second unit in a laneway suite.
Oh, okay, understand. Well, that's a good reason. Okay, thank you very much. No, do we have any more question? No. Yeah, we are in committee now.
I can take this, Chair.
Yes.
I think it's reasonable. I mean, there's only the 1 variance, FSI, and I always find it hard when it's just FSI to refuse it, right? If
Yes,
there's
sir.
no setback or no height or no.
Yeah, exactly.
Additionally, the laneway suite is being designed fully in accordance with the bylaws, and I think that's a very respectable
Yeah.
thing. So I think this is positive for the site in terms of a kind of full redevelopment, and I think it'll fit in with the neighborhood well. So the variance is minor in its impacts, I think, and so I move approval subject to urban forestry condition 3.
Yes, Dylan Reed, second.
I just want to mention too that, like, I think it's very responsible of the builder to not try to force a basement suite in an inappropriate place.
yes.
I totally understand the reason for this
And then they
change.
come back for revision, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
very, very respectful, yes.
It makes a lot of sense, so second.
Okay, all in favor? Approved unanimously with forestry condition 3. Okay, so do we move to 16?
Yep, and through you, Madam Chair, we'll just note for the record, item 12 was postponed,
Yes,
so we can move to item 16.
yes. Item 16 is 44 Grandview Avenue. This is to permit the front basement extension and the east side 3-story addition, which were constructed beyond the limit of a building permit. And also the existing building is a 3-story detached dwelling. There will be one secondary suite located within the basement. It's also seeking for one variance. On this, we also received survey, site plan, floor plan, elevations, cover letter from the agent, and decision affecting the property, and arborist report, and building permit of the property, urban forestry permit, and we also received comment from tree protection and plan review for urban forestry, and support from 17 and 46 Grandview Avenue, and a letter of concern from 42 Grandview Avenue.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent and we have a number of registered speakers in interest.
Okay. So,
Hi, Jay. You have been unmuted.
Good morning, committee. It's Jay Martin. I'm the owner, sort of representing myself. There is no agent. Did you want me to start?
yes, since you have a few opposition or speakers want to speak in opposition to this application, yes, can you give us your 5-minute presentation? I think we have your first and last name, right?
Yes, my first name is Jay. My last name is Martin, and I'm the owner of 44 Grandview Avenue in Toronto.
Yeah, go ahead. You have 5 minutes to make a presentation. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I submitted my presentation, and it's listed on the supporting documentation. But essentially, we've been through the committee.
Do you
Everything.
want to wait till the staff bring that up first? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Just start the clock.
Oh,
when it's ready.
Yeah. Yeah. This is my presentation.
Okay. Now you can restart the clock. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I'm the owner with my wife, Christy. What we've been through committee hearing, everything has been approved. Construction has started fairly recently. As we went through this project and got things started, we saw an opportunity to extend the FSA at the back east side of the house. And we can show on a drawing where that is. This, I understand, is the only variance that we're asking for. We were previously approved at 0.9, and we're asking for an approval. We're seeking 1.02. The previous plans that were approved by the committee showed a secondary suite in the basement, and this is to remain. There's no additional units proposed beyond what was approved. The rest of the home is meant for our family of 5, and the intent of this additional FSA is to make better use of the basement suite, the secondary suite, and also provide more living space on the upper floors. I've included for the committee's reference some applications that were approved in the very direct vicinity of the property. I've listed them here for the committee's reference. 4 of which are on the same street. They were approved as high as 1.1. We're asking for 1.02. I don't think there's any necessity for me to go through the list. I think everyone can see them
Yeah,
here.
we can see it. Yeah, we can see all of them, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
So in summary, we believe this minor variance request is minor in nature and it meets the four tests as set out in the Planning Act. And we're happy to answer any questions. Oh, I think it's worth noting that we did get some letters of approval from some of the neighbors. The direct neighbor on the east has also included a letter of support. Yeah, the only last thing I will say is I think I saw a letter of concern, and it references the wording of our application, and there was some confusion around whether or not we have built beyond what was previously approved, and the wording should have been that we are requesting to build beyond what is previously approved. So apologies for that confusion. That concludes my formal presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions that the committee has, and I look forward to working through any questions anyone has.
Yes,
Thank you.
what we're going to do is that we'll hold our question to you, and we will listen to the oppositions first, and then we will bring you back. So stay on, yeah.
Thank you.
Stand by, yeah. All right.
Okay, through you, Madam Chair, we have 2 occupants listed speakers for 46 Grandview Avenue. Just a reminder, it is only 1 speaker per household. So we have a Sarah Baxendale and a Sonia Baxendale. So please, you either have to share the 5 minutes or pick one of you to speak.
Sonia and Sarah, you have been unmuted.
Hello, Sonia.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. So will you be sharing your 5 minutes with Sarah, or will just one of you be speaking?
This is Sarah. I will be speaking. I actually don't have any comments. I just registered to listen, and we had already sent in a letter of support. I just wanted to join to make sure we understood completely, and we had already sent in a letter of support, so no issues here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. If members have no questions, thank you.
No question, yeah. Do we have a second speaker?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so we got it.
Do we have another speaker? Oh.
We do.
Okay.
And we'll just go to the next one. Judith.
Hi, Judith.
Judith,
You have been
you have been
unmuted.
muted. Oh, what's that?
Okay, should I speak now?
Yes, ma'am. Provide your name and address for the record, please.
Yes. So hello, Madam Chair and committee members. My name is Judith Barton, and I live at 42 Grandview Avenue. And my reason for being at this meeting is just to ask a couple of questions to make sure I understand the request. Okay, and maybe Jay has answered Jay Martin has answered the question. What I understood from the Committee of Adjustment letter, that the current construction was beyond the approved permit. And so I'm understanding then that this is not true? Is that, so I can't tell from all the things, but. So from the letter, it looks as if it's beyond the Committee of Adjustments permit. But so that was my main question. And if it's already beyond, I wondered if there's further construction to be done. So that's my, so I had just the questions. I don't know why I don't hear. No. And I'm not, my timer's not going.
Judith, are you still there?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
There was an echo. We can hear you.
Pardon me?
We can hear you.
Okay, then I'm finished. I asked my two questions. One is if, because I was told by the inspector in September that it was matching the permit. So now I'm asking, according to the Committee of Adjustment letter, it appeared that it was beyond. So that was my question.
Okay, we will bring the agent, the applicant back, and he will respond to, he already is responded actually, but.
Yes.
Yeah, he can also more clarify it if he wants. Okay, so next.
Through you, Madam Chair, we do have another speaker registered in interest, Emma Barrett from 139 Hogarth Avenue.
Mm-hmm, okay.
Hi, Emma.
Hi,
You have
Emma.
been
You have been unmuted.
Emma, you're unmuted. Are you there? Please speak up.
So that's yeah.
Through the chair.
Through the
it
chair, it
seems
seems
we
we
cannot
cannot
reach Emma at this point in time. So
by
by
phone
phone
line.
Hi, Jay.
Hi,
You have
Jay.
been
You have been
unmuted.
unmuted.
Hi, can you hear me? I'm getting an echo on your side. I don't know if that's caused by me or someone else. Okay. I think just for clarification on Judy's Judy's question, when the application was submitted, it and I'll quote it. It says to permit the front basement extension and side east three-story addition, which were constructed beyond the limits of an authorized building permit. That wording is meant to say to permit the front basement extension and a side east three-story addition to be constructed, not which were constructed. And to follow up on Judy's comment, we have been involved with the building inspector. Everything is being built according to what was permitted and what was previously approved. So there's been no deviation, and we intend to keep it that way.
So through the chair, so are we amending the purpose? Yes. Okay, so we are amending the purpose instead of which were constructed beyond the limits of an authorized building permit to say to be constructed beyond the limits of an authorized building permit. Okay, so it's amended application.
Yeah, thanks, Jared.
Yeah.
I just have it's a kind of technical question, and I'm not sure if you can answer, but you're talking about a secondary suite. Do you know why it's not considered a duplex instead of a secondary suite?
My best guess would I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Thanks.
Through the chair, we are having some technical difficulties. I think we might have to, let's just do a technology test here, and if not, we might have to take a break after this item. Yeah, because I want to make sure that everybody's able to hear what we're saying. So let's just do a technology test. Please stand by.
Thank you. Jay, can you hear me right now?
Yes.
You can. Okay. Thank you so much, Jay.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like maybe he can.
There's a lot of
Testing.
Okay, yeah, it's yeah. Okay, so we have finished our rebuttal, and we're in committee now. Please go ahead. Someone.
I'll start just with a comment. I think what's being proposed is fine. I think it's a small departure of what was already approved.
Yeah.
And the reason I asked about the duplex thing, I think that if this were considered a duplex, it wouldn't even be before the board, right? Because then FSI wouldn't count. And so I think it's the same outcome. There's a secondary suite in the basement. If it were considered a duplex, it would just be permitted as of right.
But I think that after they build the front walkout, then it will become a duplex. They're not
Okay,
yet.
because it's not built yet. Is that it?
Yeah, I think that
Okay.
because duplex, you have to have
Separate entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that
Well,
makes
that's a
sense.
very technical, wow, that's a good technical observation. Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
so I think it's fully supportable. I think the neighbors are generally on board. There were more questions about if it was going to be more than they anticipated, but I think that this is just pushing out a bit to the side, and I can't see much significant impact from doing that.
Okay, it's when was second that
So
motion?
I would move approval of the application with the purpose being amended.
Okay, yeah. And also forestry condition number 1,
Yes, please.
yes.
Thanks, Dylan.
Dylan with second, and all in favor with the amended application and forestry condition 1. Unanimously approved. Thank you.
Okay, through you, Madam Chair, I suggest we just take a 10-minute break. That will also give time for any agents who are not yet registered for the remaining items to please ensure you are online. Otherwise, you are at risk of being deferred by members. So please ensure that you are online before we complete the morning agenda. So again, just taking a 10-minute break, and we will resume in 10 minutes. Thank you.
Yes. we resume now, right? Okay. All right. I wait. Okay. All right, we resume, and this time we have item number 52333 Gerrard Street East. Did I? Okay. For Gerrard, for this item, is to construct a new 3-story detached dwelling, a fourplex with a front covered entrance, a rear second floor terrace, and a rear staircase leading to the balconies on all the floors, and also to construct a new 1-story auxiliary building, which is a 2-car garage and with 2 parking pads. And there will be a total of 4 residential dwellings on this lot. They are seeking 8 variances. And we also receive a survey site plan, floor plan elevations, 4 photographs of trees of the front yard, and cover letter from the agent. And also we receive a comment from Urban Forestry and also a Metrolinx. Yeah.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online, and we have 1 registered person here in person in opposition.
Okay, thank you. Let's have the agent then.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you give us your first and last name for a record, please?
Sure thing. Through you, Madam Chair, good morning, members of committee. My name is Mateen McAdam. I'm with Art House Development, Inc., located at 3335 Yonge Street, and I will be representing the client at 2333 Gerrard.
Yes. You do have some opposition for your application, so we require you to give us a 5-minute presentation. Please go ahead, yeah.
Okay. So for this project, we are asking for 8 variances, 3 of which are for essentially replacing a garage shed in the rear. All the conditions have been improved. So where the shed currently is, we are improving the side yard setbacks and trying to maintain an upgrade, essentially, the garage structure that's there. For the house as well, we have essentially 5 variances. We are proposing to remove variance number 2. Essentially, we moved the building forward, so we do not require the building depth of 19.54. That's eliminated.
Just to clarify, that's actually variance
Sure.
number 1 on the zoning
Oh,
notice.
okay. Okay, it's just the way that they're numbered. So variance number 1 would be eliminated.
Okay.
That's for building depth. Essentially, we just moved the building forward. Variance number 2, it's for a canopy awning. And in this case, it's just an architectural feature. I mean, if this is, if it's a big deal, we can also remove that. It's not going to change much for us. Number 3 is an architectural feature again. And this is, I'm not quite sure. Like, I was trying to go back and forth with the zoning examiner to determine why we have 2 variances. I'm under the impression that we only need 1. We do not have 2 architectural features, but I'll just leave it there. Number 4 it's the building height. We are allowed 10.5 meters, and we are proposing 11.08. We believe that this is reasonable. Number 5 is the side yard setback. Again, for the existing house on both east and west sides, we are improving. You can see on the site plan, this is A50P. You can see that on both sides we've improved it. And we've also set the building a bit further back so you can improve visibility coming around that corner. We find that sometimes that is an issue with some people. Again, the last 3 are for the garage structure. We are just proposing to replace what's there with something that's more structurally sound, because we had to actually demolish the original garage structure. It was unsafe. And the parking pads in the rear, we're maintaining what's already existing. And I think that's basically it. We believe that this does pass the 4 tests. It is a reasonable proposal. We are looking to increase density. And that's basically it. Any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Okay, yes, thank you. We will hold our question to you because we have an opposition here. We will hear the opposition speak first, and then we'll bring you back. Just stand by. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, yes. Give us first, last name and address, and you have 5 minutes to give us your concerns. Yeah, that was it.
Yes, my name is Louise Blay, and I'm living at 2331, which is the green house over there on the plan. I'm really concerned, first of all, I'm really concerned during the construction. I live in a house that was once built for railroad worker, so it's a really over 100 years old house. So the foundation of my house is not, it's based on bricks. And I do have a slight problem, and I should address that. And now with that new construction, I'm afraid that it will make it worse for my foundation. Basically, yeah. And I'm concerned about the fence. I'm concerned about the view of the people on my backyard. I'm concerned now I'm never gonna have access to my backyard from Anna Ford, which I always wanted to. I've been living there for 26, 27 years almost, and I invest a lot of money in that house, and in the backyard too. It's well kept, the backyard, and I'm really concerned, and I'm a little upset because they go ahead and not even try to reach me because I'm right next to it, and we will, you know, like now I have about 18 inches between the house right now and my property, my house. And now it means that it seems to be eliminated. I'm not sure, I cannot see that far. Anyway, so the main concern here is my foundation. I'm afraid that the house, my fall, because my foundation is not strong. And I had someone to look at it, and they were gonna do some work, and because of my health situation, I have cancer right now. He say, I'm gonna make you a good price, $40,000, which I don't have, to fix my foundation at the front. But now, since we have that construction, it kind of opened everything, and I'm afraid that the house will collapse from the front.
Okay, thank you. We can have the agent respond to your concerns. You have raised a few concerns here, yeah, about the privacy and about construction. Basically. Okay, thank you.
And through you, Madam Chair, any questions from the members to the
Yeah,
speaker?
do we have any questions? Yeah, all right. So let's bring back the agent for his response.
Hi, through you, Madam Chair. I appreciate Louise's concerns. We were just notified today that there was opposition, so there would be no chance to try and address any of these concerns prior, which we would have been very happy to do so. So number one, in terms of privacy along that entire wall, we have no windows. We did that deliberately to maintain privacy. Number two, she mentioned regarding some concern regarding the foundation. We will be required to do shoring along that side for the length where the building actually is. They're quite close, right? So in any case, like if there is any risk of collapse, having a shoring wall that's permanently placed is actually a beneficial thing, and this is going to be my client's at my client's cost. And there's no way that we would get the final permit if we are this close to the property line without a shoring solution. So essentially, shoring, what it does is you create this wall barrier deep into the ground so that any digging doesn't cause any disturbance to your adjacent neighbors. Number three, the concern regarding balconies. I'd be very happy to add as a condition to an approval a privacy screen that's permanent, that's 6 feet tall, so that there's literally no opportunity to look into the rear yard. And I think that's basically it. If there's anything else I can address, I'd be happy to. And sorry, just one other thing, just to reiterate, our side yard setbacks are an improvement. So where the house is right now, the house is going to be farther away from her property. And that's it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, so I encourage.
You're welcome.
I encourage also during construction, maybe you will be in, keep your neighbor in touch with what
Absolutely.
you do. If anything affecting her, just go over and discuss with her, and then I think that will be better.
I'd be very happy to do so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, she did mention about the fence. It's going to be there. You'll keep the is there existing fence between?
There is, and I pay for the full fence.
Okay.
So what's going to happen with that fence? And now it needs to be fixed. So I should not invest anymore on that fence.
Okay.
Because
so,
of that
maybe
construction.
The agent can. No, maybe the applicant can respond to that. Yeah. Can you?
Absolutely. So through you, Madam Chair, if there's any damage caused to the fences, which has happened on many prior projects, if there's any damage, we always replace it at our cost. That's never an issue. But I highly doubt that we're going to cause any damage to any fence. Again, that's why the shoring is there. When you have shoring, the soil doesn't get disturbed.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire shoring would be on our side of the property.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
So
you're welcome.
Okay. Any question to the applicant?
No, thanks.
No. Okay. Thank you very much. Now we are in committee.
You're very welcome.
Yes. And
Thanks.
yes. And I also like to also mention, after, even if we were going to approve this, he still has to apply for building permit and has to go through some building code review and all that. So if anything that you still have concern, you can always call 911 for inspection. 311, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Maybe 911.
No. Yeah. Oh, no, you can talk to, we do not know. You can talk to your neighbor. Yeah, please, yeah. Yeah, his time is gone. Now we're in committee.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you for the correction.
I'm happy to take this one on.
Yeah, please, yeah.
This is a really good project, actually. Thought very appropriate for the location, a good use of a corner lot, clearly an improvement over the existing situation, and providing new housing on, I'm not sure if it's a minor arterial collector at this point, Gerrard, but on a fairly busy road. And it seems to be really well thought out. Perhaps a little interesting in its design, but you know, really well thought out generally. So I would move to approve this with, as amended.
Yeah.
With forestry conditions 1 and 2, with the Metrolinx warning condition, and with the condition that privacy screens be applied on the, I believe it's the west side?
I think it's the east side.
It's the west side.
It's the west side?
Yeah, everything's a little turned around.
Oh, turn around, okay. It's the west side.
On the west side of
Yeah.
the balconies.
I would suggest to have it at 1.5 meter from the finished deck, but also for all of them, from ground, second, third.
Yeah, on all floors.
Yes.
Yeah, all
yeah,
balconies.
Yes.
Through the chair, including the deck?
I would
Oh,
think
well,
so, because
the
it's
deck
kind
is,
of raised up,
It's
right?
kind of
Right.
raised up, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and for the record, so this is amended application with variance number 1, deleted with respect to depth.
That's right.
Yes.
I'd second that, and just with one comment for
Yeah, please.
the applicant. I think the concern of the neighbor regarding the foundation is quite real from her perspective, so I think negotiation prior to see if she might want to join in and do something similar at the same time. So
Yes,
keeping
yes,
that
yes,
conversation open.
Yeah, keep her in conversation is best approach, yeah. Okay, so we have a second, Peter Wee, second, all in favor with the amended application and all the other conditions that we mentioned. Forestry condition 1 and 2, too. Okay. Unanimously approved, thank you. So, it's fine, should
Through
I-
you, Madam Chair, we can move to item 17.
Okay, item number 17 is, just let me bring it up first. Number 17 is 93 BOWMORE Road. This is to alter the existing 2.5-story semi-detached dwelling by constructing a rear second-story addition, and also to reconstruct the existing rear ground floor deck. They're seeking 2 variances. On this file, we receive a survey, site plan, floor plan, elevations, and 6 photographs of the property, and we haven't received any comment from any agents. Yeah.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent on the line and no registered speakers for this item.
Yeah, all right.
Gary, you have been unmuted.
Yes, hello. Would you like a presentation
Yes,
or
no,
trying
first
to
of
address
all,
questions?
give us first and last name and your address first, and then we can go
Sure,
on from
sorry.
there. Yeah.
The name is Gary Westwood. Company is Roundabout Studio Inc.
Yes, you're right. You do not have any opposition. I'm going to check with the panel member. They want a presentation from you first. No. No. Any questions? No. Okay. We do not have any question either. We have reviewed all the material submitted. So, do you have anything you want to address the panel before we move into discussion or for decision?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So now we are in committee.
I can,
Okay, Mr. Dylan Reed, yes.
Yeah, this is really minor. The rear soft landscaping is an existing condition. The floor space index increase is perfectly reasonable and in line with many others. So I think this is entirely supportable, and I move that we approve these variances. I don't think there's no conditions.
No. Yeah, Peter Reed, second, all in favor with no conditions. Approved unanimously. Thank you for, yeah. So is the next item 18? Yes. Okay. Next item is number 18, 48 Woodlawn Avenue. This is to alter existing 2-story detached dwelling by converting the rear second-story balcony and a cantilever addition into a habitable space. The additional rear second-story balcony will be maintained. They're seeking for 1 variance. And on this file, we received plans, site plan, a survey, site plan, floor plan elevations, and also 4 photographs of 3 of the property. Yeah, that's all we have received, the material.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent on the line and no registered speakers for this item.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
Yes, good
Members,
morning.
Ida Evangelista, on behalf of the owners
Yes.
of 48 Woodlawn Avenue.
Can you give us also your address for our record, please?
Absolutely, Madam Chair. My address is 53 Bentworth Avenue, Toronto.
Okay, thank you. You do not have any opposition. Let me check whether we require a presentation from you. No,
Okay.
Any questions from the panel? No, we do not have question either. So we are ready to move this into committee. So do you have anything particular you want to address the panel before we
Madam-
do that? Yeah.
Madam Chair, this is a very straightforward application. We are asking for approximately 17.2 square meters to add some additional living space. We're closing off the balcony on the second floor. I did submit some photographs for your review. That being said, if you want to go ahead and go in committee, I'm ready for that.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we are in committee. Yes. Yeah, Peter, yes.
Thanks, Chair. I'm happy to bring a motion for this. The variance itself is very minor. With the FSI increase is small. And I think that this actually improves the situation with the neighbors by reducing any potential overlook. It's quite a sizable deck that exists now.
Oh, I see, okay.
And so by enclosing that and having a smaller deck at the back, I think that the privacy is actually improved. So I think it makes sense and is supportable. So I move approval of the application with no conditions.
Okay, second, Mr. Dillon, wait second. All in favor with no conditions. Approved unanimously. Thank you. Yes.
All right, through you, Madam Chair, we can circle back to our last item, which is item number 9, which is a deferral request for 108 Maria Street.
Yes.
Our fourth attempt at the agent. If not, we can.
I'm still here.
All right. Thank you.
We eventually got
Thank
you.
you, Miss Rocco. We hear you.
Yeah, they're listening to going through all the ones.
Or not.
Okay, so you're connected, yeah. Wait. What item are we now?
Hi, Rocco. Are you there?
Oh, hi. Good morning. Can you hear me?
We can.
Hello,
Congratulations. You've made it online.
Oh my gosh, we made it. Oh my gosh, I was about to cry. Thank you so much for everyone. So just to confirm, everybody can hear me?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the committee. I would like to thank you for your time, and I would like to ask for a deferral for this application.
Yes.
As we just received the news that the province have passed the bill 227 to remove the angular plane, and I also received the 8 letter of support that we would like to file accordingly, and we also would like to reduce the overall height. So we would like to go back to zoning and get the zoning review and come back to the committee.
Okay.
So I would like to ask you for your to grant for the deferral.
That sounds like good reasons for deferral. So any other person want to speak to this deferral?
Through you, Madam Chair, there are no registered speakers for this item.
Okay, thank you. Now we're a committee, so I think those are good reasons. Yeah, Mr. Dillon, read, please.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'd like to move a motion to defer this application for the reasons that the agent stated. Definitely, I think it would be good to reduce the height and get back in touch with zoning and with planning, who didn't like the original proposal, and hopefully they'll like a revised one, as well as the other reasons that the agent proposed.
So Peter, we said.
I'll second that, but I'd also like to request that the applicant get in touch with the neighbors as well. I think they had some concerns, and I think just to discuss what changes are being made and maybe listen to their concerns too.
Okay, yeah, very, very good note, yeah. And, all in favor for the deferral? All in favor, please, unanimously approve the deferral. Thank you. So this end our morning sessions. We will resume at 2 o'clock. Yeah, thank you, yeah. Yeah.